today we're going to show you this. This is a Najad Aphrodite 36. A very well respected and renowned boat builder, Najad are, made for ocean A category boats. Really well built. The same vein as your Halberg Rassys, very traditionally built as well. There's a lot of wood in this boat. 1986 boat, but really still very solid. So we're going to show you around the boat. And especially we're going to show you the cockpit area, as you can see here, and also the saloon area down below, as well as the two very generous cabins, because this is a centre cockpit boat. So we've got a very generous aft cabin as well as forwards. So we're going to show you all the features and benefits this has to offer. And starting with, though, where we are now. It's a beautiful looking boat as well with the red trim, but also, as you can see, it is all fully laid to teak. And this teak, as you can see, for a boat of 1986 is in very, very good order. And there's no shrinkage, there's none of the, there's nothing peeling away, there's no screw holes showing, it's all in very good condition. Normally when teak gets to a certain age, it is really suffering, especially when boats get to this age, and this one really isn't. Now it's a pretty standard rig setup. You've got a mainsail, there is a Genoa, and this also comes with two storm sails as well. But apart from that, it's pretty standard. There's no radar fitted to this boat, but there is a radar deflector, and we've got the wind instruments at the top of the mast up there. As you can see, though, as we walk down, there's also a solar panel. Now, I don't know if you've realised yet, but if you have a quick look round, we're actually in the middle of the water. So we're on a swinging mooring in the middle of Portsmouth Harbour. You can see just behind me, there's actually one of the aircraft carriers, which goes then over to the Spinnaker Tower beyond. So we're right in the middle of the Portsmouth Harbour on a swinging mooring. But as we come further back, you can actually see the covers. So it's a bit hit or miss on yachts whether you get a good set of covers on the top and whether they're enclosed. And as you can see, it's completely enclosed. And I like the screens on these, so proper solid screens with aluminium frames. Again, it just shows its sea keeping capabilities, because this is very strong when you take on a big sea. It's got a nice spray hood as well, and that can be on individually, and all the back can be off. But as you can see, it does have the camper covers all the way around. And if you follow me through, you can see as well, and the teak follows all the way around, as well as the tow rails are all made of teak as well. And I even like the fact the cleats are made of wood as well. Very traditional. I like it a lot. There is a bathing ladder on the back with a chain, obviously, to hold it in place. And we've got a little friend here who's just saying hello. That's hello, hello. Very good. Sorry about that. There's a couple of storage compartments in the back, as you can see, so wet lockers, and just things you can throw bits and pieces down into. There's the emergency rudder position there, as well as an escape hatch for the rear cabin. But if you follow me through, the sides neatly roll up, so you don't have to take the cover off to get in and out. So as we come in to the cockpit area, it's actually quite a cool October afternoon, and in here it's very light. It's there's no wind in here. It's actually quite warm in here. Now the sun's just trying to make a break for it. We've got a large compass, and obviously it's not on a tiller, of course. It's on a wheel steering. But again, we've got teak all the way through here, and again teak on the top. And we've got the two main winches, but then we've got a third winch just behind, just there as well. As well as we've got a bit of storage under here, and it's very neatly, there's hanging storage, so all the ropes are hanging neatly within this one. And then there is another storage area just here, where there's just a few other bits, as well as the manual bilge pump is there as well. The helm itself is nice. I quite like the hump here that you can sit on, to just give you a bit of elevation, and it's all very nice. We've got the grating, teak grating as well as you come through, and I particularly like, it's had some TLC. You can see that this has been really nicely varnished, so it's in nice condition. It feels very nice to touch, very well done. And then we've got obviously instrumentation. So there's a GPS chart plotter, standard Horizon one. Looks fairly old, but we've also got a nice wind instrument here, which is solar powered. So it'll be a wireless one. So that'll operate wirelessly from the wind instruments up on the top of the mast. So very neat. And then we've got a depth here as well. Another addition though is a twin USB socket here. So again, you can use it for charging bits and pieces. So there's a couple of nice modern touches to this boat as well, just to keep it up to date. But then as we go down into the saloon, a pretty nice sort of standard layout that you'll see. Obviously table in the middle with storage. Normally that's where all the alcohol goes, which it is. It's not, it was, yeah, a bit of, oh, that's appropriate. A bit of rum. Okay, and then we've got the upholstery. So the upholstery, I'd say if you're going to do anything, you'll probably want to update the upholstery. It's fine, there's no tears in it, but it's looking a little bit, there's a couple of stains on it, it's looking a little bit dated now. But really, it's in okay condition, perfectly usable. You can perfectly use it fine. But you know, it's an upgrade that would really bring the boat again to a more modern position. And the flooring is nice. You know, it's got a few little bits, scuffs and scars on it, but it's a 1986 boat, and what can you expect? The table has double fold, so it can double fold out, so you can have the table here as well as there's loads of storage compartments. So there's just loads of cupboards to hide bits and pieces away, and they're all proper shuttable ones, so they all latch into place. There's also quite a neat grab handle along the ceiling, so when you're in rough weather, so it is an ocean going boat, there's plenty of things to hold on to. So pop on down, I'm going to show you the front cabin. The front cabin, as you can see, has got a small infill on here. I'm just going to show you, I'm 6 foot, as you probably know if you watched my videos before, I always mention it. But I'm 6 foot, so I'm standing up and there's plenty of headroom. And if I lie down, again, you can see there's plenty of room for a 6 foot plus person to sleep, as well as another person on that side as well. Again, there's a bit more storage and there's access as well as there's a couple of shelves and another rail to store bits and pieces on, ropes, etc., whatever you want to do. He uses this, and there's a bit more of a storage area, and he uses the rear cabin to sleep. But again, there's shelves in this cupboard, and then I don't know if you'll be able to get in there, and it's just a hanging wardrobe in this one. And there's an additional table in there as well, actually. That'll be for the cockpit area. Thank you, Nick. So Nick is helping us out today. Say hello, Nick. Hello. Hello. Nick's started with us a few weeks ago as a yacht broker, and he's doing very well. And Nick was took this boat on, actually. This is Nick's first listing, so well done, Nick. But yeah, he's working really well with us, and we're really pleased to have him. But I suppose let's carry on. So I like this door. It's got a neat door. So it's got a little latch, and it's a slider. So it's a slide door shut, so there's no swinging, no banging around. Again, so when you're at sea, you know, the door's not swinging around and banging around. You can just neatly just latch it back. So it keeps it out of the way. There are lights in here, of course, reading lights, etc., and overhead light. And of course, you can see the mast is fixed all the way down through to the hull, as opposed to just put on top with rigging. So again, seriously built. Over here, it's got Eberspacher heating as well. So diesel-fired heating, and the vents obviously go throughout. And then we've got the stereo as well. And what did you say it had with the stereo?
Bose speakers.
Bose speakers. Where are they? Oh, look at that. Okay, very nice. Some Bose speakers. And then we've got a top-loading fridge in there. I think over there, I've just found it. That's quite nice. And then I'm assuming it's just more storage in that one. And then if we swap, so let's step over this way, Nick, thank you. We'll show you the galley. So because it's centre cockpit, you always get this proper yacht galley. So it runs all the way through. So we have 2 sinks. And we also have a foot pump as well for one of the taps, as you can see. So even when you don't want to use power, you can use a foot pump. And then obviously we have hot and cold from the normal way as well. And again, there's just cubby holes everywhere for storage. And of course we've got the oven, which that neatly slides down, and we've got a 3-burner gas hob and oven as well. And again, that's pretty clean, isn't it? Normally by now they're completely, you know, you can't even see through the window. But yeah, look at that, nice and clean. I don't think he's used that, has he? I don't think that's been used. Actually, I don't think it can't be that old. I'll find out how old that is. Yep. But in really, really nice condition. I'm impressed with that. Let's cover this back up. And again, there's lighting. So I think he's added LED lights where he can. So there's a few LED light upgrades. And then it obviously carries on. And this now is used as your navigation space. So you can have your charts on here. You've got your array of switches and dials, so you can keep an eye on everything. And again, you've got drawers to put bits and pieces in. And of course, you've got your chart table as well. So again, very good. And as you can see, I'm stooping a little bit. So it's something to bear in mind, especially with loads of centre cockpit ones. As you go back, of course, you're sort of going underneath the outside seating. The ceiling does drop. But it also gives you access, but really good access to the engine space. So as you can see here, it's the engine is situated, normally has a cover over. I've taken it off so I can show you the engine. And there's also, this side cover can come off as well, and that front cover can come off, and the steps can be removed. So again, as a seagoing boat, one of the most important things is being able to get at things if you need to quickly for maintenance. And Najad really thought about this. Now this is a Volvo Penta 2003T, so it's the turbocharged version of the 2003 engine. Looks to me in really good shape. There's no corrosion anywhere. It looks like it's had a few additions over the years, new alternator, new fuel pump. And being turbocharged, it's 48 horsepower. Normally it'd be about 29, but the turbo adds that extra. So it's a 48 horsepower engine now, on a shaft. And it just has the Volvo Penta dripless shaft seal. So it's a rubber bellows, double lip seal. So there's no maintenance to it. You just change it every 5 years. So a very, very good addition. And if you look at our website, park-adams.co.uk, we'll put in the particulars, we'll put the age of everything on there, or otherwise just give us a call and we can let you know. I'm not going to pretend I know everything at this minute, but we're going to find some more details off the owner and we'll get all that on the website. And then there's a battery monitor. So there's a Victron battery monitor there, which is another newer addition. So you can keep an eye on the voltage. And then let's go through now into the rear cabin. So this side will double as a seat, and then you actually have a double-ish size bed on that side. So a comfortable, very comfortable for one. A bit of a squeeze, but okay for two on this side. But again, there's another infill, so you can make it into a very large bed as well. And of course it tucks right in under there. The top for the engine is in here, so I'm not going to lie on this one. We'll pop that back when we're done. But again, there's more storage. So there's a couple more storage cupboards behind here. You can just have a look, and then if you have a little pan around, you can see the shelf. And then we've got the skylight above, which we saw on the outside. And again, underneath all of these will be storage and access to other components. So there's just so much storage, so much access to everything. Everything's really easy to get at. So as a 36-foot yacht, sea-going, ocean-going yacht, really well laid out and very easy to get at everything. Let's scoot on back. Can I stand up in here? Yeah, I think it opens up. So I can just about stand up, so it does give you another 6 inches or so once you get into there. But again, I think anyone who buys this might be banging their head a few times. I think I've already done it twice with that bit. And then it just leaves then the heads. So it's got a nice door and it's on a magnet, so it'll hold itself. And then through into, again, full height in this section. And then obviously toilet section, it drops down just ever so slightly, so you can stand, but it's a stoop. Otherwise a sit is fine. So you've got it's a manual flush toilet. Nice size sink though, really good size sink. And you can see it's got the grating here, so it can double as a shower, because of course it has the usual pull-out shower attachment and hot and cold water. And again, it's quite a nice bit of light. Again, there's another LED light up there. And of course we have, so of course, you wouldn't know unless I showed you, we've got quite a big locker in here for rope locker. And this is the same locker that's actually accessible from outside. So that first cockpit locker we showed you, that comes down into here as well, so you can access it from outside as well as in. So if you drop anything in there, you can get it from in here. So it's useful. And of course, they think about things. So there's even grab handles. So when you are at sea, you've got something to hold on to. And you know, or for other reasons, and then storage under here as well, and then of course you've got a couple of shelves in there. So all in all, it's a nice boat. Here and there it's showing its age, but it's a 1986 boat. It would, you know, it's hard for it not to. You know, some things you'd want to upgrade, there's some things you're not. Some people will just take it as it is and they just use it and enjoy it. But the Aphrodite 36 is a very, very well made boat. So if you want to see the particulars of this boat, come and see us at parker-adams.co.uk. Subscribe to our channel to see the other videos that we're doing. But it's available now. It's October 2022. It's available now. Come and see it. If it's of interest, we'll get you over to see it. But for now, I'll say goodbye and thanks again for watching. Thank you.